Good morning. If you have logged on, I hope you'll register your presence. Good morning, Mary. So good to see you this rainy morning. Isn't this a treat, all this rain? Yes, indeed. And as you log on, if you could just let us know you're here in the comments. Hope you have something good and hot and nourishing to drink. Oh, good morning, Joanne. I hope that you are doing well and that Bill is doing well. Yeah, the news was just really a relief. And I'm sure it was for both of you. Yes, it is a lovely day. Yes, all the time, God is good. All the time, God is good. Yeah, we will start here in another couple of minutes as you log on. Hope you can let us know you're here in the comments section. I'm trying to monitor that as smoothly as I can. Sometimes it's not that smooth, but I hope everyone is well. And yes, good morning. Some more have joined us. If you could just let us know you're here. Good morning, Jen. I bet you're not out walking this morning, are you? Yeah, rainy morning. Our dog usually has to, right after she has her breakfast, she wants to go for a walk, and Rick takes her for a walk. But this morning she went straight back to her crate. So she says, nope, not having any of this rainy stuff. And here's Rick. He's over in the other room, actually, because it's rainy today. So he's home. Yeah. And so we'll start here in just another minute. Thank you all for being here this morning. And as you log in, if you could let us know that you're here. And for those of you that are here, thank you for being here. Blessings on you. It is great to be gathered together this morning. Good morning, Jerry. I'm so glad you're here. Hope things are good in Colorado. Yeah. All right. So it's 8. So I'll go ahead and begin. And as people join, hopefully you can let us know that you're here in the comments. So I woke up this morning with a hymn going through my head. So what I had planned on talking about this morning is out the window. Maybe it will. It'll probably make an appearance on some other Wednesday, but I just want to go ahead and go with what is what's ringing in my head, and it's that old hymn, "Great is Thy Faithfulness," and the chorus of that hymn, "Great is Thy faithfulness, great is Thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, Thy hand has provided. Great is Thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me." And it's interesting, this hymn, um, actually was reclaimed for me about 20 years ago. I spent a couple of decades out of the church, and for those of you that might be a surprise, I can share that story with you. At some time, that's a longer story, but and so I didn't. There were hymns that I had sung when I was a child growing up in church that I had just kind of thrown out when I was um, out of the church, and this was one of them. And so my last, oh, good morning, Emily. Bless you. So glad you're here. Um, my first, or excuse me, my last semester in seminary, I got appointed as a part-time student local pastor to a congregation. And there was this wonderful, wonderful member of the congregation who had cancer in its late stages, but he was one of the first people to come by the church and introduce himself. Um, and he was having a good day that day. And he died a few months later. And he had been a faithful member of the choir. And he had asked that at his service that the choir sing this hymn, Great is Thy Faithfulness. And that totally reclaimed the hymn for me. And it's now, I would say, in my top 5. I can't pick what my favorite hymn is, but it's in my top 5. But as I consider this chorus this morning, especially, and the line, all I have needed, thy hand hath provided. And I've just been thinking this morning about what is it that we need that God has provided? Because our culture actually gives us so many different messages on what it means to need. And oftentimes it's confused with wants. So, what are our needs? Life, breath, shelter, nurture, food, connection. And it seems to me that God has provided many of these things. But we know that there are those around us. I mean, we can just go to the grocery store and encounter people who don't have shelter and who don't have enough food. And I'm mindful of that as I consider this hymn this morning, this rainy morning. I had an encounter in the Albertsons parking lot some years ago. I went into the grocery store, and good morning, Autumn. Bless you. I'm so glad you're here this morning. As I was going into the store, I just looked up, and at the corner, I saw a Dart Handy Ride stop. And as I was getting my purse and getting my reusable bags and those things getting ready to go in the store, I saw that there was a man in a wheelchair who was slowly using the lift to be lowered down to street level. And I just kind of wondered, what the situation was about. Well, when I came out of the store, he was in the parking lot pretty close to my vehicle. And he was a double amputee in a wheelchair. And slowly approached me. And I don't know about you, and I'm hesitant to confess this, but I think that there are other people that feel this. I felt myself begin to steel up inside and to kind of armor myself because I knew that there was an ask coming. But he pulled up close, fairly close to me in his wheelchair, and he said, "I just got out of Parkland. Um, I'm diabetic, um, and I'm homeless, and I was just looking for a meal." And so I reached in my purse and I had a $5 bill, and I gave it to him. And as he took the $5 bill, he thanked me, but he looked me straight in the eyes. And I saw Christ there in his eyes. And after he thanked me, he said, "I am blessed." And it seems to me that there's something very elemental in that, is that someone who did not have all that he needed somehow remembered that he is blessed. And when we go all the way back to Adam and Eve, when we go all the way back to the beginning of creation, we see that there is blessing there that God has provided that cannot be obliterated. No matter how much stuff we gather, how much we get confused about what wants and needs are, that at the very base bottom of everything, foundationally, within each and every one of us, is blessing that is God given. And so on this rainy Wednesday in early September, what I want you to remember is that you are blessed and that everyone around you is blessed. And let us help each other remember that today. Good morning, Linda. I'm so glad you're here. So let me invite you to, if you are not already, to sit straight but comfortably. I heard a spiritual teacher say in a podcast just yesterday that during these challenging times that it is a good thing to meet each day with a strong back and a soft front. In other words, a spine and a back that can support us and take us through challenging times, but a soft front, which indicates an open heart. So as you sit, don't make yourself sit so stiffly, but to sit with a strong back, but with an open heart. So you can breathe into both lungs equally insofar as you can. And if you have an object there with you, if you have a lit candle, even your coffee cup or your teacup, or some prayer beads, or even maybe a little smooth stone nearby, to just take that in hand, or to put your gaze there, or even to close your eyes. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths together and remember that we are blessed. We breathe in and out. And in and out. Remembering that the Spirit is as close as our own breath. Remember, my friend, that you are a blessing. Thank you for being here this morning. Have a great day and a great week.